In typical Nintendo fashion, they decided to drop some major news throughout the week at a random time and then just kind of leave without elaborating on it any further. But we got the official casting announcements for the characters of Link and Zelda in the upcoming Legend of Zelda live action movie. This is the post that they made on their official X account for Nintendo. Below, they also have a translated version of it. This is Miyamoto. I am pleased to announce that for the live action film of The Legend of Zelda, Zelda will be played by Bo Bragason's son and Link by Benjamin Evan Ainsworth's son. I am very much looking forward to seeing both of them on the big screen. The film is scheduled to be released in theaters on May 7th, 2027. Thank you for your patience. So this is the official casting that we have for Link and Zelda. And you know, one of the things I've said about this casting announcement in the past is because there's always that fan casting going on, who people think they would like to see in the role or who they think will get cast in the role and other things like that. And, you know, I enjoy that kind of discussion. I mean, I think that's what it's about, being a fan and just talking and speculating on like what's going to happen in the upcoming movie that's announced and other things like that. So I appreciated all of that, but I even said I would prefer if they would cast unknowns. And looking at these two actors, I'm not super familiar with either of them. And if I went over to their IMDb pages, and they don't have a whole lot on there. Nothing that I've personally seen or I'm super familiar with. They already updated this, having hers as with the Legend of Zelda. Let me see the other guys. So he has a little bit more, but still, I would call him a unknown upcoming. Okay, so this hasn't been updated to have the Legend of Zelda on there. That looking at these, the only movie that I'm even familiar with is Pinocchio, and that's not because I saw it. It's just because it was a Disney live action remake, so I'm familiar with it. But honestly, I think a lot of people even forgot that movie came out here. But despite all that, I am still, I would say, satisfied with this casting announcement. I think it's fine. I mean, at least they look the part enough. The only gripe I would have is I just think both their hair should be a little bit lighter. But that's something. I mean, it's easy to dye someone's hair or put a wig on them. I mean, you know, maybe they're just figuring, like, especially for him, Link's supposed to be really blonde hair. Hers, I think they can get away with that, or I think it would be okay. But I think it would be better if her hair was still more blonde. His hair obviously needs to be blonde hair, but they probably figure like that's not really a huge concern when it comes to the casting, because a lot of these movies, they just have them wear wigs anyway. So, all right, it is what it is. We'll just have to wait and see if they're going to go with that or if they're just going to go with the natural hair color. Maybe this is a little bit nitpicky on my part or something like that, especially when it's just I'm just talking about appearance. And that's really because I'm not super familiar with their acting prowess. So I don't know what to make of them as far as like whether they're capable of doing the job. I just like the idea that they're casting unknowns as opposed to just casting established actors that come with their own baggage. Looking at some of the quote tweets for this, it seems like people kind of fit into one of, there's several camps, whatever people take into this. Some people were just saying like they shouldn't be making this movie. Okay, whatever. Then there's other people like this. They got a girl who looks like Zelda to play Zelda, Zendaya and Hunter Schafer on Suicide Watch. Happy for Bo Bragason, but now I have to see insufferable grifters reach. I don't know what you're talking about. People who are just not interested in seeing Hunter Schafer, because I've seen his name being thrown around a lot in regards to this. No Hunter Schafer, huh? Lol, it's a giving. Thank you for not using big name Miyamoto. Zelda Nation, we won. Looking forward to seeing them together. This guy play Ganondorf. I don't know who. I'm not super familiar with him. I think it should be relatively unknown people for Ganondorf. I mean, a movie like this, I think you should have a couple named actors in it, just like in smaller roles, but not like starring roles. Thoughts on these choices? Huzzah, the teenagers are being played by people who are actually under 30. They definitely look like they're the proper age, and that's something that Nintendo announced also, or at least what was put out, that they were looking for actors that were younger. I think it was like late teens to early 20s or some, or like mid-teens to early 20s or something like that. That's the age range that they're looking for. And obviously they'll age a little bit between the time this announced right now until the time the movie comes out. But still, the movie, if it's coming out in a couple of years, you're looking at, I think, okay, well, right here, it says right here, casting choice, but Link and Zelda being 16 and 21 sounds so unreal to me. Okay, so I'm not sure which is which, but one's 16, one's 21. So about a year during the filming process. So they'll be 17 and 22 at the time of filming. All right, that seems fine to me. I think that's a good choice for this. But you can see the reception to it online, and that seems to be the common thread to all this, is people are either saying like they're glad that they're casting unknowns, or they think that the choice is fine between the two of them. There are some people out there who are upset that Hunter Schafer didn't get cast as Zelda, but those people seem very few and far between. I was even trying to look for those responses. I did see some stuff like that on this thread, but not a whole lot. I mean, you kind of have to dig deep for it. I even thought like, okay, I'll go over to Reddit and see if people on Reddit are complaining about it. So I found like a few threads talking about this casting announcement, the r/Legend of Zelda, and the reaction is pretty much what you would expect, or what you should expect from this sort of thing. No idea who they are, might be a good thing. So just talking about them being unknowns, a very good thing. These characters are sort of the archetypes. Better not have one of the 5 main actors that are always casting them. I think it's a good thing they are going for relatively unknown actors. Okay, switching over, r/Nintendo. No big celebs casting is such a good thing. Might mean, okay, just praising the fact that they're unknown actors. What do you mean, Chris Pratt? Like, I don't want Zelda to have a strictly serious tone. It's really understated. Just how funny those games really are. Okay, I mean, I think that's interesting idea. I mean, a fair idea at least. I figured they'd cast young people, but dang, I didn't think they'd get actual 16-year-old to play Link. Okay, so the boy is the younger character. All right, well, how about this? r/gaming, you can see with the avatar here, surely there would be people complaining about Hunter Schafer on this one, right? So they just took down the post because presumably they just shared the link and that was it. This person filled in the details. It's the same post that I read at the start of the video. What do you mean Link won't be played by Chris Pratt? So again, with that joke, let me see. Too effing busy to post the root names. So a lot of people just complaining about the post, but again, you don't see a whole lot of people complaining about Hunter Schafer not being cast in this one. And I think that's because no one legitimately cared about Hunter Schafer being cast, or at least the people, it's kind of like what I said in videos talking about that in the past. People just want to have a good movie, and the people who are trying to push that sort of thing for some type of political agenda are just a vocal minority. And you can see when this announcement happened that they just kind of shut up because they understood. It was what I said before, that they were just kind of trying to will that into existence when it comes to casting Hunter Schafer. They thought, if we're loud enough about this, and maybe Nintendo will think that there's a growing contingent of the fan base who want this casting choice, so they're going to do that. Nintendo was like, no, we're going to just try to hire who we think is actually best for the role, as opposed to trying to push some type of agenda. Now, whether or not these 2 young actors actually do a good job in the roles remain to be seen. I mean, maybe they could do a good job. Maybe the script's not good, or there's other problems with it. We don't know. This doesn't necessarily mean the movie's going to be good. But I think Nintendo made the right choice with these 2 actors, and I am interested to seeing more about this movie when news comes out about it. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest entertainment news. And don't forget to click the like button and share this video out there, because it really helps out with the channel. Thank you.